What's up, Wargamers? John back here again with a little weekly gaslands build. And this time we're finishing off, this is our last build of our build a bug for every sponsor. This one's technically not a sponsor, but I mean, it's in the book, we gotta go. Plus there's 13 sponsors. This will put it at a nice even number for my uploading anyway. So this one is, we have our little special edition Baja bug here. It's all gold and purple. And I think what we're going to do is we're out of sponsors, and this is the last one, is we're going to turn this little bug into a rig, into a war rig. I don't know what we'll call it. Maybe the big bug. You know, I'll think of a name. Who knows? I'll let the names come to me. So yeah, let's just take this little bug and turn it into a big old rig. So let's hop right into that build. What's up, Wargamers? John back here on the build table, and we got our big rig bug. So we got this. I think what we're gonna do is kind of stack it out with a couple other beetles we have, make some sort of hodgepodge giant bug. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's just get right into it. All right, we got this thing built. As you see here with the cab, we just kind of stacked them up. Did a lot of the main body work with Legos. Just add some blockiness to it. We got our rocket launchers in the front. This big hunkin' engine. Kind of went with the half track because I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And then we got the trailer here with our with our 3 heavy machine guns, which are just some pretty cool tank turrets. A little more Legos here just for spacers. As you can see, it'll just kind of sit in there. So I think that's about it, and I think she's ready for some prime time. Alright, Wargamers, we're here on the turntable, so let's roll into some stats. Name-wise, we're going with Boss Bug. The chassis type is a War Rig. It is a unsponsored vehicle. As far as weapons and equipment, we have 3 sets of heavy machine guns and a set of rocket launchers. As far as the perks themselves, we rolled up for the classes was military and speed. As far as the perks themselves, we have Slipstream, Overload, Deadeye, Loader, and Rapid Fire. And she's coming in at a total of 64 cams. Oh, what you guys are doing in my stack fridge out here in the backyard. But since you're out here, let me straighten you up a little bit. Since you're out here, let me ask you a couple questions. You like buying custom cars and whatnot? Do you like promoting small YouTube channels as myself? I don't know, maybe you just like buying some cool merch? Or perhaps even, do you enjoy some smooth jazz? Either way, I opened up an Etsy shop, just selling off all the builds to help promote the channel, because I'm never going to use them in the games anyway. So I'm going to throw the link down in the description of the videos now. I got cool cars. Anything you see on the channel, buy it if you want. I'm thinking about adding some stickers and custom dice maybe later on. I got a message system set up, so if you want some commissions, like commission terrain or other, you can hit me up there too. So I think that's it for my short little ad shelling out my thing. So I'm going to grab my cheesy sticks and this Bex, and I'm out of here. See you later.